Everybody say Baja! Baja! Yeah! I just fell in a whole bunch of cactus trying to get these shots. All right, buddy, why don't you give us a little rundown on how your night went?
I ran straight down my leg.
From here, we're about 1,000 miles away. So we made the decision that Loreto is as far south as we're getting on this trip. Adam, last night on that dirt ride, bent his wheel really good. We have no idea if we're gonna be able to make it back. So we've been running a bunch of errands today trying to figure out this solution, and the first step for us was to figure out if his tire would hold air. So we went for a little test ride with 40 psi to start, and we just did 10 miles to see how much air comes out on that little ride. Well, on the little ride for 10 miles, he hits another pothole and puts another dent in the rim. So we now have 2 dents in the rim, and it lost 20 psi over the course of 10 miles. So there's going to be a lot of this on the trip to San Felipe. We've got 200 miles to cover, and he's going to have to stop a lot to put air in the tire because he now has 2 large dents in that wheel. Yeah, there could be a lot of stopping and putting air in this tire, but we will see. So we actually called up to LA, found the guys over at Cycles Unlimited in Huntington Beach, and they were able to get for us a salvage wheel for Adam's bike. And that wheel is going to get picked up by our friend Angela. We're going to have a tire mounted on it at Huntington Beach Honda, also by Angie. And so she's going to show up with the wheel and tire ready to go. And then that just has to get mounted on the bike. And we should be back on the road and be able to get back home to America, no problem. What number stop is this?
6.
You guys need a little longer break?
Part? No, we're pretty much just trying to like fill it up and. Oh, but if you guys want,
I wouldn't mind a break, and we brought you beers.
Oh, all right. What am I sitting on the fence?
Man, at least it's pretty out here. But yeah, we get about 10 miles, and it drops 20 psi. So we are about 60 miles in. So not terrible. We'll be there by the end of the day.
Y'all thought wrong, I'm just gonna keep on sending it. You guys silly? I'm still gonna send it.
That sucked. That sucked so bad.
That road was sucked?
Oh my God, that was terrible. I should not have done that. It was so sandy. I almost ate shit hard twice. Yeah, it was dumb.
Really feeling it just on this road, but otherwise I could probably make it.
Yeah. What you have to do when we get in is like just ride it till the fucking wheels fall off, dude. Like just start hitting potholes, let the tire come off, and then when we get to our hotel, pop that bitch in first, grab the fucking brake lever, and just and fucking do a Bernie with a flat tire until the tire flips off.
That would be a pretty epic way to play.
Oh, dude, send it home correctly. So we officially made it to San Felipe. 19 stops it took, every roughly 10 miles to put 20 to 30 psi into that tire. But here we are, we made it, and we are at Hotel Las Palmas, and it is attached to Alfredo's restaurant, one of the best restaurants in San Felipe. We earned our meal today. We have barely eaten anything, and we earned our beers today. Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Take it away. Okay, the good news. The VStrom has a new wheel and a new tire, and the wheel problem and the air leaking out and having to put air in it every 10 miles is fixed. That's fantastic. The bad news, our little burnout excursion roasted the clutch on the bike. So this bike does no longer drive forward, and we are now in San Felipe, and Adam cannot get this bike to go anywhere. So that was an error. That was a mistake. Feel kind of guilty about it because I was really encouraging of doing the burnout. It was kind of my idea, and this is what happened. So we're trying to figure out exactly what we're going to do. We know for sure we're already a day behind, and we're trying to figure out if we're going to be able to leave San Felipe. So it does look like we're either staying here or we're moving on, leaving the bike in San Felipe, and we're going to two-up ride or throw Adam in Angie's car. So adventures. More adventures. The bike's broken, the tow truck's coming to pick them up. Because our friend Angie's in a car, we sent her ahead, but Steve left his helmet in her car. So now, I gotta go catch Angie. She is at least a half an hour ahead. Probably gonna take me an hour and a half to catch her. Unreal, never ends in Baja. So they just caught up, which is good. It looks like I went ahead to get Angie, but Steve found himself a really sweet new ADV helmet.
What are you talking about? This is my helmet of choice.
Nice lid, bro.
With this.
It looks really, really good.
Thanks. I borrowed this from the Dumb and Dumber cat.
Oh my God.
The best $20 can buy.
Who is he?
He's an asshole, sir.
I know that. What's his name?
That is his name, sir. Asshole. Major asshole.
And his cousin?
He's an asshole too, sir. Gun is made first class Philip asshole.
How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow?
Yo!
We just arrived to Ensenada. It's about 8:30. Sun's just going down. It took longer than we thought to get here today. Those guys are not going to be getting until late. They had to have a tow truck drive from Ensenada to them, and literally the tow truck was kind of getting to them just as we were getting to Ensenada. So they've loaded that bike up and they just hit the road. I don't think they're going to get in here until probably 1 in the morning. So long, rough, tough day for those guys. We're gonna be going home tomorrow. Let's go through the wineries area, across the border at Ducati, and then we will be beelining straight for LA. So Adam's gonna get a flight home, and that's the end of the trip. It's crazy. It went so fast. The thing about these trips is there's so much going on. You're covering so much ground every day. You're having so much fun, and then before you know it, it's over. So here we go. It's Sunday morning, and we are in Ensenada. We all made it in one piece, although the bikes did not make it in one piece. But all the bikes that are actually supposed to be doing this kind of trip are fine, and they're making it across the border. So right now we are packing up. We are heading up through wine country from Ensenada over to the border at Tecate, which closes at 4 p.m. Apparently there's a 90-minute wait time at the border, so that's gonna suck. But once we're back on sweet American soil, it'll be back through to LA for the night and then on home to San Luis Obispo. It's been an awesome trip. had an awesome blast through Ruta del Vino. That road is fantastic, especially when it's warm out. It was a perfect 80 degrees. The grip was great. I mean, probably going a little quicker than we should have, but we had one little blast to rip through there. And border crossing was super easy. We just literally went straight up to the front of the line because they kept waving us up, and we just crossed over. Took 10 seconds, and we are back on American soil, although it doesn't feel like we've left Mexico yet, because of course it's only 100 yards that way. You know, obviously the ride's not over yet. We got to still get to LA. We got a lot of freeway miles to cover, but yeah, 10 days just flew by real quick, and we're back in America, and it's time to get back to work. Well, the adventure never stops. Just lost my passport. It was in my pocket. Apparently I didn't Velcro it. Nothing ever flies out of there, but I was riding along on the freeway, and they hit me up on the intercom and say, hey dude, some paper just flew out of your pocket, and it was my passport. So I did not put those away well enough and just lost it. Luckily I'm back in the States, so not the end of the world, I suppose, but now I have to get a replacement passport. So it's an adventure till the very end.
Hello.
Just landed in LA at Steve's house, which is where we originally all met up to set out on the first leg of the journey. And here comes the fellas.
Well, hello.
That last leg was harder than I thought it was gonna be.
Yes.
Yeah, that was much harder than I thought it was
concur.
gonna be.
I was not feeling it.
Yeah, well, all the lane splitting
Yes.
was what made that really, really, really hard. One way I know that I'm back in California and not in Baja anymore is that even in LA it feels about 20 degrees colder, and so definitely gearing up for the whole ride home. It's about 8:15 a.m. in Los Angeles. Gonna be hitting the road back to slow. Should be back home end of trip officially by noon on Monday. So really only about 12 to 18 hours after when we had originally planned and set out. So heading home in just a minute. Now, of course, I get to unpack and clean up. There's just a depth of road grime and Baja mess and bugs and everything. And so always cleaning the bike up after a trip like this is a bit of a chore. But of course, you get to relive all your memories while you're doing it. So better get on with it. Home sweet home.